Good morning, Mr. and Mrs. Fasirit. How are you today?
Yes, I'm fine. And how about you?
I'm good, thank you. Did you sleep well last night?
Yes, I did.
Wow, that's great. And did you have breakfast today?
Yes, we had bread and sausage for our breakfast.
Oh, that's good. Well, Mr. and Mrs. Fasirit, today we are going to have one-day tour at Wanagiri village. The tour includes visiting natural attractions, cooking class, lunch, trekking, and also cycling. So if you already prepared everything, shall we go now?
Yeah, sure. Let's go.
Okay, our car is over there. Alright, Mr. and Mrs. Vaziroid, now we are leaving to Wanagiri village. And for your information, this tour is called the Exploring Wanagiri Tour. This is a full day tour which takes about 9 hours. And for the first time, you will see the view of Twin Lake at Wanagiri Hidden Hill. It takes about 25 minutes to reach this destination. And after that, we will continue to enjoy the view of the expanse of hydrangea fields and join the local people to harvest the blooming hydrangeas. Then we will explore Banyumalu waterfall, and in the afternoon we will have cooking class at the coffee homestay as well as having lunch there. And after having lunch, we will continue harvesting coffee beans and watching the process of making coffee powder. And as a closing tour in Wanagiri, we will go for a fun bike from Wanagiri to Tamblingan Lake. Okay, Mr. and Mrs. Vazirawit, is it clear?
Yes.
Alright, Mr. and Mrs. Vazirawit. So for your information, Hidden Hill is one of the photo spots in Wanagiri village which has a very strategically location. So there are 3 photo spots here. The first one is the miniature of the end of the ship, which is made from bamboo assemblies. And this miniature is located at the edge of a cliff that juts into the middle with the view of Buyan and Tamblingan Lake. And you can also take picture here like poses in Titanic film. And the second one is there is also a swing which is tied to a tree where the swing is floating right above the lake. And the other photo spot is a bird nest which is made from wood branches, sunflowers, and the other. So Mr. and Mrs. Vazirawit, you can take many photos in these spots. Well, Mr. and Mrs. Vazirawit, we are close already to Wanagiri Hidden Hills. So you have 30 minutes to enjoy the view and take photo in the photo spots that I mentioned before. So make sure to bring your camera. And after 30 minutes, we are back to our car and going to Hydrangea's Field. Well, Mr. and Mrs. Vazirawit, how was your visit at Wanagiri Hidden Hills?
Yes, the view is beautiful.
Alright, that's good. So now we are going to Hydrangea's Field. It takes about 5 minutes. And for your information, hydrangeas or hortensia originates from South Asia and East Asia. One of them is in Indonesia. So this plant grows and blooms for about 4 months after the planting. So the flowers are usually harvested almost once a week. So the farmer will cut its stem for harvesting this flower. Okay, so maybe you are wondering what is the function of this flower? So hydrangeas is usually used for making canang. So it is an offering to God that is used by the local people in Hindu religious ceremony. Okay, so arriving there, you can take the photo of the view of the expanse of hydrangeas fields, and also we are invited to harvest the hydrangeas flower by joining the local people and the farmer. Okay. Alright, Mr. and Mrs. Vazirawit, now we are close already to hydrangeas field. So you have 30 minutes there. So make sure to bring your camera. And after 30 minutes, we will continue to Banyumalu waterfall. Well, Mr. and Mrs. Vazirawit, now we are going to Banyumalu waterfall. So for your information, Banyumalu Waterfall is one of the most favorite destinations in Buleleng Regency. So the water comes from natural spring, so that this waterfall will not recede even though summer comes. And for your information also, this waterfall has one main waterfall, which is also the highest waterfall around this area. However, there are several waterfalls around its surroundings. So there are many activities that you can do in this waterfall. One of them is you can swim in the natural pool. So the water of this natural pool is very clean and also clear. And to reach the entrance ticket from here, from the parking area, we have to walk about 500 meters because the road condition do not allow us to ride any vehicles. And from the entrance ticket, we have to go down the stairs to reach the waterfall. It is about 500 meters as well. Well, we arrive now at the entrance ticket. So we are going to the waterfall by going down the stairs. Okay, so I would like to remind you to be careful because the stair is slippery. And I would like to remind you also to keep the environment clean. Well, Mr. and Mrs. Fazirawit, we have 1 hour to explore Banyumalu Waterfall, and we will go back to the parking area at 11 p.m. with the same road as before. So if you need something, don't hesitate to ask me, and please enjoy your time here. Alright, Mr. and Mrs. Fazirawit, how was Banyumalu Waterfall?
Yeah, amazing.
Alright, that's good. So now we are going to the coffee homestay. So you will have cooking class with the host, Mr. Kadek. Okay, so Mr. Kadek and his wife will teach you and show you how to make Balinese food in their traditional Balinese kitchen. Also, we will have lunch there with the beautiful rural atmosphere. So for your information, we will have question for the menus today. It is steamed rice, and then Balinese fried chicken with onion, chili peppers, and also Balinese vegetable soup with chayot. So it is something like pumpkin, and many more. And for the dessert, we will have a typical of Balinese cake with palm sugar and sprinkled with grated coconut. So is it okay for you? Well, Mr. and Mrs. Fazirawit, now we arrive at the coffee plantations. For your information, in Wanagiri, coffee is the main crop plant. So as you can see, there are a lot of coffee plantation here because one of the most local people's livelihood is a coffee farmer. Okay, so for your information also, the product of Wanagiri coffee is very well known in Bali. Okay, now we will meet Mr. Agung. He is the local guide here. He will explain how to harvest the coffee beans, and you can also join the farmer to harvest the coffee beans, and he will also explain how to the process of making coffee powder. Well, Mr. and Mrs. Fazirawit, now we arrive at Wanagiri Bali Cycling. So you will go for a fun bike with the guide of Wanagiri Bali Cycling. You will take short track in which the start is here and the finish is at Tamblingan Lake. Okay. For the further information, the guide of Wanagiri Bali Cycling, Mr. Eddie, will explain it to you about the road and also the safety rules. Well, Mr. and Mrs. Fazirawit, now we arrived back at the villa. So how was your tour today?
Yeah, I'm so tired, but it's a good and amazing tour.
Alright, so I would like to say thank you for joining us in exploring Wanagiri Village Tour. And I do apologize if there is any mistake and inconvenience along the tour. So I wish you a happy holiday. Have a nice